Hey y'all, welcome to the Filling Station. It's a new day, y'all. Another opportunity to either make money in the market or to just learn from the market. But first, y'all, let me go ahead and give my disclaimer. I am not a financial advisor. I just enjoy teaching people how to build generational wealth. And yes, the stock market is just one of those avenues. So this video is for educational purposes. If you could please like, share, comment, subscribe, all of that good stuff, because we learn and we grow together. So with that being said, y'all, let's get started. We are looking at the VIX. And as you can see, y'all, this 200 EMA, let's say around the 1855 area, has been a support place for us. I have 1844 right here marked, so if we lose this area, we could very well come down and find support here. But what's interesting is when we come to this, we normally bounce back to the upside. So is the VIX going to find support here? That's something to be mindful of. We do have economic data coming out, and that's going to be interesting. Don't think that just because it happened yesterday, it could very well happen today. Anything is possible. Nothing is guaranteed. So where are the trouble places for the VIX as of right now? Back to the downside. If we lose the support here of this 1844 area, we can come back to this zone of 1832. If we lose, the 1832 area, we can very well find support here at 1809. So those are support areas for the VIX. Normally, I look at the VIX because it gives me an idea of what's going on with the SPY. So back to the upside for the VIX, 1886 is right where this 20 EMA is. And if we break that level, back to the upside, 1905. And if we should break the 1905, we have this 50 EMA right here at 1909, which is really not far away. What's interesting is all of these layers of resistance right here. So we will have to break from 1909 till about 1936. We could possibly have trouble, a little congestion in that area. Beyond the 1936, we could possibly have trouble around the 1949 area. And again, here at the ATR trailing stop, which is around the 1980, let me make sure I have the 1960 area. So we definitely need to watch the 1960 area for the VIX. Now, again, I look at the VIX because it lets me have some type of general idea of what's going on with the SPY, and we are now looking at the SPY. We closed at 582.19. As you can see, y'all, we're having trouble right there at this ATR trailing stop. I call that strong support, strong resistance, right? So keep in mind, yesterday's high was 585.99. So we're not far from that. So price can still move back up in that direction. I would say trade carefully. We are having trouble at this ATR trailing stop, which is around the 584.42 area. That is our resistance area as of right now. So always say, where are the trouble places for the SPY as of right now? So if we break this level of 584.42, we can have trouble again. 584.67, 584.90, 585.06, again at 585.29. If we break the 585.29, we could have trouble again around 585.56, and here at 585.74 or 585.81, which is not far away, right? So again, I look at support and resistance on a smaller scale because when I'm in the trade, I need to know where my trouble places are. I'd like to know where my trouble places are. Now back to the downside for the SPY, under the level of 583.88, we can very well find support, 583.44. Breaking that level, we can come back to the 583.33 area, or the 583, let's say 18 area. That could be a support place for us. And if we should lose that, 582.80, breaking the 582.80, 582.68 could be a trouble place for us. And if we lose that, 582.53 or 51 area. So I would definitely watch those areas for the SPY. So I'm going to zoom out really quick because it puts us back in the zone that we had been trading in, and this is like pre-market trading. Again, it would not surprise me to see us go up, get rejected, and come back to this area. Again, not guaranteed. Anything is possible. So let's go look at Tesla. Tesla yesterday, if you got in Tesla's trade, that was a really, really nice trade. The high of the day was 422.64. The low was that we made a low of about 396. Around 396, that was a nice trade. Again, we closed at 396.36. Very interesting, right? So as of now, Tesla's been trying its best to get back to the upside. It looks like that 200 EMA and that 50 EMA is kind of like a rejection area for us. See, price went up, and it looks as if we had some sellers right here in this area here. That's why we have that wick there. So Where are the trouble places for Tesla as of right now? We could very well have trouble at 402.02. I remember that. If we break that level, the ATR trailing stop is not far at 402.32. And then we have another area of 402.54. So in my opinion, all of this is strong resistance for Tesla. So what I normally do is set my alert above that area around the 402.91. I would say if Tesla broke past 402.81. If we break past this area, that means we're moving past an area of trouble place or resistance area, right? So continuing, if we break this level of 402.54 for Tesla, that 404.77 or 404.80 could very well be a resistance area for us. And if we should break that, 407.89, breaking the 407.89, 410.01, and we stayed there yesterday, I believe. 410.01. If we break that, 412. If we break 412, 413.75. Breaking the 413.75 gives us 417.54 as a trouble place. And keep in mind, Tesla normally exceeds its ATR for the day, so Tesla does what it does, right? That's just Tesla. So back to the downside, under the level of 399.17, I will watch the level here of 397.16. Breaking that level, we could very well come back to 395.79. And if we lose that area, 394.18, under the 394.18, 392.73. And if we break that level, we could very well come back to 390.42. Under the 390.42, 387.46. Those could be resistance areas for Tesla today. So if you trade Tesla today, I say trade carefully, y'all. Anything is possible in this market today. We are now looking at AMD. We closed at 116.09. It too is just trading sideways in a gathering spot, as I'd like to say. So where are our trouble places as of right now? We would need to get back above this level of 116.37. If we break that level, we know we have the ATR trailing stop around the 116.82 or 83 area could very well be a trouble place. Now, if we break that, we can come all the way back to 117.73. And if we break that level, we can come back to 117.99. And if we break that, 118.31. If we break that 118.31 area, the 113.56 could very well, or 60 area. I'm just going back to where the body of these candles are resting here. So it's around the 118.60 area. If we should break that, we could very well have trouble around 119.03. So those are going to be areas to the upside for AMD. Now to the downside, if by chance we break under 115.81, we could very well come back and find support at 115.57. Again, it's kind of where support was here, 115.87. And if we should, or 115.51. So let's go back, 115.62, yes, and again here at 115.50. Those could be support places for us now. If we break that level, 115.06, and if we break that, 114.71 could very well be a support place for us. Breaking that level, 114.50. So if you're trading AMD today, those are places to the upside and to the downside that I would watch, as trouble places, right? So we're now looking at NVDA. We closed at 131.76. NVDA is doing pretty much what everything else is doing, just waiting on that information to come out. What's interesting is we're not far from this ATR trailing stop, the 132.43. So we know that's going to be a trouble place for us. So where are the trouble places as of now for NVIDIA? We need to definitely be careful because that 5 and 50 looks like it wants to cross. So we have to be careful here, right? Again, it can go in either direction. So back to the upside, above the 132.43 area, we could very well find trouble or resistance at 132.89. Again, at 133.45, breaking that level 133.69 or 133.70. If we should break that level, 134.55, breaking that level 134.89 or 134.91. And if by chance we break that, we could very well find resistance or trouble around 135.11. So those are trouble places for AMD to NVIDIA to the upside, excuse me. So now to the downside for NVIDIA, let's look at that, right? So let's say if we break back under 131.81, we could very well find support here at 131.58. If we break that level right here at 131.18, again at 130.92, 130.60 is definitely bringing us back to the downside. We're breaking out of that zone that we were consolidating in here. So we definitely need to watch that, 131.60 area. So if we should break that 131.60 for NVIDIA, we can come back to 129.99. So those are going to be areas to the upside and to the downside that I will watch for NVIDIA today. Y'all know I say so often that anything is possible. Nothing is guaranteed. Once it goes against your why, get out and live to trade another day. Now, we do have a few inside day candles today. And I normally use those just to give, build a watch list and let us know where possible target areas are. So right now, charge point is first on the list for that. If by chance we break above 111, then 111 is the target to the downside. Under 102 is the target. That's not far at all. Let's go to the next one, right? So we are now looking at CVX. It is an inside day candle. As of now, above 156.90 gives us a target to the upside, 157.45. Under 154.42 gives us a downside target of 153.97. So CVX is an inside day candle, which also is Devon Energy. And as you can see, we've already made that, broke through that trigger. So it seems like the oil and gas is yes today. So above 37.39, there's a target for 37.56. We've already made a pre-market high of 37.64 for Devon. Now to the downside, under 36.53 gives us a downside target of 36.32. Let's see how much Devon Energy normally moves per day. It seems like 98 cents. So it could very well continue climbing, or we can decline from here. It does. Look, anything is possible. So Devon is an inside day candle. JP Morgan is also an inside day candle. Above 144.34 gives us an upside target of 145.08. If by chance we break under 142.83, we have a downside target of 142.30. So if you trade JP Morgan, it is an inside day candle. Let's see how much we normally move per day for JP Morgan. $2.23 in either direction, y'all. So anything is possible. Let's see where we are. I'm going to look at Netflix just to see where we are. It is not an inside day candle. I just wanted to see where we are this morning pre-market. This candle is interesting. This high of this candle is 846.43 and the low of the candle is 830. So we could very well continue trading in this range for Netflix. But Netflix is a really good mover. It normally moves about $22 per day. So if you can get in at the right time, $20.87. So if you can get in at the right time and out at the right time, you can make some very decent profit. What's interesting is looking at this daily chart here. We have a 5 and 50 cross, and I like to see that to the downside. So that means we got some issues here, and it could very well come back and find support at this 817.14 area. So we close at 828.40. That's something to be mindful of. The 828 down to the 817 could be a nice move down, getting in at the right time. So if you trade Netflix today, I say trade carefully, y'all. Let's see. We're going to go back to the SPY just to see where we are today. And Wolf, we have one more inside day. Let me go ahead and get that. We have Wolf as an inside day candle above $3.85, gives us an upside target of $3.89. Now to the downside, under $3.66 gives us $3.62, which is really not that far. Let's see how far. Wolf normally moves about 28 cents per day. So if you trade Wolf, it is an inside day candle. So I'm going to go back to the SPY just to see where we are, just to see that, yes, that was a rejection place for us at that ATR trailing stop. Today we have information coming out. I say trade carefully. Wait on confirmation. And once it goes against your why, get out. Set your stop losses or whatever it is that you choose to use. Make sure you have the discipline to execute your plan. I hope that everyone have a very profitable and a very, very productive day. If you could, please like, share, comment, subscribe, all of that good stuff, y'all, because we learn and we grow together. So until next time, be blessed as well as a blessing unto others.